You're here to see a presentation from Alter Wiener. He's a Holocaust survivor, one of the few Holocaust survivors left in the world.
It's very difficult to talk about it emotionally, physically. I'm 84 years old. And living in New York for many years, I didn't talk about it. It's my personal conviction, not my belief, my conviction. If Hitler would have won the war, you wouldn't be sitting here in a free society. Hitler had a plan. Heute Deutschland, morgen über alles. Today, we are in Germany. Tomorrow, we shall be everywhere. You don't have blue eyes and blonde hair, you are inferior by Hitler's definition. Yeah, it's documented. It was his plan. So we are lucky that he did not win the war. But this was his plan. There are people who say it didn't happen. What did they find in those camps? You can see it. Mounds and mounds and mounds of dead bodies. All my other 123 people of my extended family, my grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, they were all murdered. So when my older brother didn't show up, I assumed that he perished. I didn't know where or when. I don't have pictures from home. Naked, and they gave me a uniform consisting of a jacket, trousers, no underwear, no socks, an overcoat, a cap, and a number, 64735. They never called me by my name again. Can you imagine to what extent you are dehumanized? You don't have a first name, a last name? In that camp, we were so isolated that I didn't see a female or a child or a flower or a meadow for 8 months. I didn't see my own face for 8 months because there were no mirrors in that camp. The first time when I was liberated, I looked at the mirror and I talked to myself, who is that person? I had hands the way you have hands. I couldn't write. There was nothing to write with or to write on. I couldn't shake a friendly hand. The only time when I felt a human touch, when a guard hit me on my face. I had eyes the way you have eyes. I couldn't read. There was nothing to read. I couldn't listen to the sound of music, even though I had ears the way you have ears. I know it's very hard to believe. We got up in the morning, we had no towels, not even toilet paper. The most basic human needs that you are so used to, we were deprived of. This was such a terrible camp that at one point in February 1945, I was so deteriorated, I had no strength anymore, and I wanted to kill myself. And this was very easy. All I had to do was to approach the gate, electrified gate, touch it, and be electrocuted, and put an end to my suffering. But I didn't do it because I was brought up in a very religious home, and I was told that only God can determine when I'm supposed to die. And since there was nothing to read, we couldn't read, we had no paper, no radio, we didn't know what was going on in the world. So on May 9, 1945, we assembled to go to work like any other day. But the guards that ordinarily escorted us to our working place didn't show up. And we wondered why. About 1 o'clock, a tank of the Russian army approached our gate, and the officer came out and he told us, "You are liberated." At that point, we realized that the Germans were indeed defeated. Listen to it carefully. Think about it. When you come home, try to analyze it. At one point, I worked in a factory together with German employees, mostly women, because men were drafted to the army. And there were signs all over the factory in the German language addressed to the German employees. Don't talk to the prisoners, don't give them anything, don't make even eye contact with them. And if you do, you are doomed. One day, while I was sitting and dismantling a machine, a German middle-aged woman on the way to the restroom did make eye contact with me. And she hinted to me like that. I had no idea what she meant. I was very curious. I had a feeling it must be something important. Eventually, I did find the right moment, and what happened? I found underneath a crate, a box, a sandwich of 2 slices of white bread with a slice of cheese. That German woman repeated that noble act of putting a sandwich for me for 30 days, every day, as long as I worked at that location. Now, I don't have a yardstick to measure to what extent it helped me to survive. This was only 30 days out of 1,050 days that I was incarcerated. But the question is, why did she do it? What motivated her? If she would be caught putting a sandwich for me, she would be executed instantly. That's exactly what all the signs indicated. Why did she do it? She heard on the radio, she read in the paper every day that I'm an Untermensch, subhuman, and she's a superior race. Why was she willing to risk her life for a young Jewish boy? Think about it. I can tell you what comes to my mind. Maybe she had a son at my age and felt sorry for me. Maybe she was just a very religious person and she tried to abide by the tenets of her faith to help somebody in need. Maybe she wanted to make a point that not all the Germans are so cruel. I don't know, I never will. But I'm so grateful to that German woman. She's my heroine to the last day of my life. Not just because of the practical help that she rendered to me, because of the message. She taught me something very important. And I'll tell you why. 3 weeks before that, a German guard punched me for no good reason, and he knocked out most of my teeth. I have no teeth. He was a German, a wicked one, and she was a German, a noble one, a righteous one. Both are the same nationals. But look at the difference. What did I learn? The prejudice, stereotyping, is senseless, it's absurd. They are both German. And one was human and the other was cruel. Both German. What did I learn? That prejudice, stereotyping is absurd. Voltaire, the 18th century philosopher, said, those who make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. And that is the reason I'm so grateful to that German woman. She taught me a very important lesson, that prejudice is senseless.